said you came from France. How did you come from France to end up in Monmouth?
I came in this country because I have family. My aunt and uncle live in southern Illinois, and they met in Paris. And my uncle was one of the D-Day American liberators who just landed in Normandy. He was in the infantry, and they ended up in Paris, and they met in the street of Paris, bumping each other's shoulder, and they fell in love right there. They just was an amazing story, and shortly after the war, they got married and moved in southern Illinois. And so when I got in visiting them in the 80s and stayed with them for about 6 months as a vacation, long vacation on a long-term visa. And I really enjoyed to be at the farm. They had cattle and sheep, and they had grain and everything. So I really enjoyed it. Being from Paris, I was really thrown into the farm and loved it so much. And so after, I went back in France after, but I decided to take English classes and keep up with it, you know. And so my dad and his wife, my mom passed away from cancer, and he remarried and decided to come in this country. And he had a business he was wanting to get started, and independently of visiting my Uncle Meade and Susan, his sister, we moved to Kansas City. He decided to do his business there, and so I went with him, and that was in 1984, and that's when I met my future husband. My husband is related to my uncle. It's his great uncle. So we are cousins by marriage, of course, you know. And my uncle Meade says to my husband, back then he lived in Chicago, and say, you try to see the family here needs maybe a little help. And so I met him in Kansas City in 1984, and the year after we got married. So I decided to stay, and the rest is we stayed, and we've been married. We're going to be celebrating our 25th year anniversary next year. Yeah. So time is flying by. And we lost our dear uncle last December, but they would have been married 63 years. So the story of my aunt and his great uncle was the only reason we got to connect. And so that's pretty much one of the most amazing things. Otherwise, who knows? I still love this country. When I came in this country, I landed in this country. The first time, I just loved it. The culture. I love the space. This is a great country, and I knew that's where I wanted to live. So when I got married with my husband, I decided to become an American citizen. It's a very important decision, and so I did it 3 years after I got married. So.
You said you guys had lived in Chicago. What? How'd you come from? He was from from Chicago.
Yes,
from
yeah, and
Chicago
then
to,
he
here.
relocated. He's got his family over in Champagne, so we moved there, and we got to stay there for a little while. And he just, with his work, he moved to. We moved to Monticello, and from Monticello, we moved to Bluffs. He became a teacher there, and he's in education. And so we moved to Monmouth here because of his work. And so we lived in Roseville, and I love it. It's a smaller town, and I love to garden, and I work with a flower. So, and I enjoy greatly Monmouth here. It's such a wonderful community. There's not very many French people, but I know a few in Macomb, and so I speak in France quite often. I do, and call on the phone, email, yeah.
Is there anything else? Any other family stories or any other anecdotes you might want to add? I love the thing about meeting in France and bumping into each other. It's a great
Oh yes, my uncle Meade has done a great deal of battle, and he has 3 Bronze Star and a Victory Medal for his valor of battle. He was in infantry, and he's a little hard of hearing, was just having the cannon going so much. And he was a very, very funny man. I loved him. We loved him very much. And he's very special. He was just very... they had family and children and grandchildren. So we have cousins to visit. We try to see them at least once or twice a year and have a good family reunion there. It's really awesome to share the same family with the connection there. So we have roots, double roots here, beside Mary, my husband. The citizenship, the reason I went and got it, because the fact of going and be able to vote, it's one of my primary reasons I did that. So I think it was a very important decision to do, and I'm very proud now to say, when I go in France, I'm American, and it's a true side of it, because when you live halfway, well, I'm 47, but when I turn 44, that's 22 years in France, and then after 22 years in the United States, and to be over this is really feeling like I've been in America long enough to say I'm really truly American, So I embrace that feeling of American, feeling of being here a long time.